Yes, everybody, welcome back to episode What the Devil. Welcome to episode 89 in what is a slightly new look way. So what we have is obviously the big United District logo, just in case you didn't know. I'm Dylan, United District. And also today on my left, I've got Dev making his What the Devil debut, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, doing well. As long as we win today.
Yeah,
I'll
first time in the studio, isn't it?
It is, yeah, really nice. Obviously, I filmed like not far from here, but this is a nice little. Yeah,
it's a good little studio.
Got a picture of Rude just behind him there. So
yeah, you'll go.
Like looking
we're
down
just
at me.
talking about this head of the show. You'll go.
Yeah.
And also on my right hand side, we got a good mate of mine, Ben. How you doing,
here.
Mr. Brady?
Good man. Yeah? Good. First time in the studio as well.
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
First
nice.
time for you as well. There you go.
Yeah.
First time we've got this set up. First time we've got these two guys in the studio. And obviously, if you're watching, please give a like, subscribe. Let us know what you think about okay, I'll start that one again. What we are talking about today. Because what I want to start with is set pieces. I have spent the last couple of years bantering Arsenal about, set pieces is all they can score. Arsenal have actually, their last 9 goals have not been from a set piece. Yeah. Whereas we've scored 10 set piece goals in the league this season. And I've got some stats I want to give you boys. So sure. We have the most goals this season from set pieces, joint with Arsenal at 10. Mm-hmm. But we also have the highest goals per 100 set piece rate of any Premier League side at 10.4. And we create higher XG per chance for set pieces than any other team in the league.
Jeez.
How mad is that?
I mean, I don't care how it goes in, to be fair. I'm just like, if it's a goal, it's a goal. I don't really care how it is. But with Arsenal, I wasn't like you. I think when Arsenal were doing it, I was actually like, well, I could do with scoring a set piece, actually. Because, can they score? They always score. It came from a set piece. Yeah. So it's like, it's kind of going back to heritage days. But I like that we've actually got a plan. It feels like every time I see a set piece, I can see certain runs being made. I can see certain threats in the box.
Yeah.
It's not like just put the biggest players in there. It's like you can see De Ligt peeling away. You can see like the flick-ons from the wing-backs at the front of the post. So it's actually, I don't mind it. And it's nice to have some, because with Arsenal, it almost looked like teams were scared to give away corners, and that led to a bit of a thing. So if that can start being us, then fine. And if Dalot can fix his long throws a bit, or if Dorgu can get one in the locker, then I think we're.
Do you remember was
right.
it Dorgu tried to take a long throw?
Yeah.
Didn't he? It was just like he didn't even get
really
into the area.
tried.
Everyone ran back. Everyone was ready for it. The ball drops like all the way over.
I really like Dorgu. Bless. He's trying his.
Do you like him?
I like him I think the kid's been here since Jan. And
it's almost it's 10 months now. It's been because it was at end of January signing.
Exactly, yeah. But it's like the kid has been here.
20, he's just turned 21.
Exactly, playing in the most important role in Amorim's system as a wing back. It's like cut him some slack.
It is tough, yeah.
Like I agree that he needs to be a bit more silky. I don't think he's very pleasant on the eye a lot of the time, but he's strong, he's tenacious, he's got a good tackle on him. He doesn't jump out of duels, but I think I think we just need to give him time.
With me and Dorgu, it's the issue I have with him is he never makes a decision.
Yeah.
This is what irks me about him. Is like
he looks scared, doesn't he? He does look worried.
Yeah, we signed him to be like a flying wing back. Yeah. Like I don't want to use the word specialist signing because I don't actually think he was a specialist signing, but we saw him. He can defend, he can attack, and obviously in the Serie A, and it was like, all right, he's clearly got like the raw talents for that, which we can build into a wing back. But he's turned, for me, into more of a quintessential fullback the longer he's been with us. Yeah. I don't know if that is, like you mentioned, because maybe he's a little scared or maybe he doesn't want to take a chance the way that someone else might, like Zadalo, for example, don't like him as a wing-back. No. But he takes his chance, he tries to take his man on, he at least tries to swing across it and doesn't always actually find the guy, but he tries. With Dorgu, I watch him for Denmark, and he actually he's scoring goals, he's assisting, like against Scotland. He was getting down that byline, he was putting crosses in, he was making decisions. He was getting the ball, he was passing out. Whereas at United, he takes an extra 2 touches, extra 3 touches, and then just goes, I'm going to run. And then he runs, and then once he gets literally to the corner line, then he goes, oh shit, I have to cross this now. So he then just whips it in without really looking.
For us, he needs to link up more, basically, instead of just trying to bomb it down. And what I find weird is that when Amorim then plays his fullback, depending on who he's playing, they do seem to come in or go out a bit more. Dorgu stays really wide. When then Dalot is playing, especially when we've got right back basically playing at left wing. You could not be. It's like making him do a Bale, but he's not as good as Bale. Going from left back to right wing. And then Dalot then comes inside a lot. Naturally. So I do feel Dorgu is a problem with this. But just on the set pieces, do you remember how tiring it was when
oppositions realised last season, crowd the keeper, and you're fine. Like, it was Spurs, Arsenal, Wolves, Burnley. Like, not so
Didn't they score twice direct from a corner? I think with Binder in goal.
It was back-to-back games. Son scored and then Cunha did.
That's it.
Wolves.
It was Cunha.
It was Cunha. Literally, Son scored in Olympico and then Cunha scored in Olympico the next game. It's the same corner as well.
Yeah, I was at that. I was at the Tottenham game.
That was.
We lost 4-3.
4-3, wasn't it? Where Johnny Evans scored and
he did, towards the end. And Dalot, Ahmad.
Yeah, that was a bizarre game. Yeah, but like I think I've been harsh on Amorim, but I've also been. I remember pretty much the entire time I've always been saying Christmas 2025 is when I'm going to make like a more definitive judgment on him. Yeah, I came close. I wasn't happy with him. Like in October international break before we lost to Sunderland, beat Sunderland. Sorry, I was like, I think this is it. He then beat Sunderland, fair enough. But I got to give him credit for the way that we look like. We don't look like the monsters Arsenal do on corners, and we're kind of going more under the radar with it. But both defending set pieces, which has been our issue under Ten Hag. Yeah. How many set pieces how many shots we conceded in general under Ten Hag? It's like we're hitting an average of like 19 a game or something. I remember at one point. But I got to give him, like Carlos Fernandez and the other coaching staff, credit for the fact that we actually at least look more like this season. We look more physically up to it. We look more like we want to duel more against Liverpool. We want all of all of the second duels. Basically all of them. Admittedly, Liverpool are absolutely in the mud.
Brighton, I think Brighton were lucky to get the 2 goals. We switched off. Like we thought the game was done. We switched off. Brought Cobby on. Tried to have a more fluid attack. But we spanked them the entire game. We beat them, and they didn't really look like trolling us after. And I think and it comes down to the goalkeeper a lot. Like we talk about defending set pieces. Like I've been a massive fan. I don't know about you guys, but when we were linked with Martinez, Donnarumma, I wanted Lamens. I didn't know much about him. I didn't know much about him, but that made me like him more because it was like we're thinking now. So we looked at the data. We tried to get a good deal sorted. We waited until the last minute, but we still got a good deal. We didn't get thrown about on deadline day.
18 million
quid. Exactly. Well, it was always going to be a good deal, realistically.
Exactly. You couldn't go wrong with that sort of deal. But now I'm looking at next season, we'll probably have him and Vitek. Is how it looks like. Vitek on loan at Bristol City. They love him, by the way.
Yeah, he's had a storm. I don't know how much you know about Radek Vitek.
He's very good.
But he's been our academy keeper for ages. He's the keeper he'll always play the first pre-season game of the season, and he keeps having an amazing 45 minutes. He'll make 10 saves, and then we'll never see him again. And we sent him on loan to what was it? To the Czech league, I think.
Yeah, Sparta Prague last season.
Was it Sparta last season? And this season sent him to Bristol City. Yeah. And he's at the best performing keeper in the Championship.
But it's such a smart loan on that as well. That is a smart loan.
Like that and loaning Amas.
I was just about to say Amas.
Right, to Sheffield Wednesday, who are in the pits. Sheffield Wednesday are in the absolute bin money wise. They're in bankruptcy. They've taken out seats in the stadium.
They were talking about merging the two. Did you hear that? They were talking about merging Sheffield United and Wednesday. Not. The fans.
Surely
obviously
said no. Imagine we merged with City.
Yeah, but it nearly happened in Dundee. So the same thing that's happened to them is what happened to Dundee 10 years ago, and they very nearly did it. They were going to be called Dundee United City, and then the fans stopped it. That was gonna
United City.
That was gonna happen.
That sounds like the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, they won't do it in the end.
Those conversations are always the worst, where it becomes based smaller clubs. It's like it's a business. It's not about the game anymore.
Yeah.
That's just heartbreak.
And Wednesday they were a Premier League team. They're not a small team. You say they're smaller than.
Well, both them.
No, they're not small.
Sheffield
Absolutely not. And I don't mean that in a bad way.
No, of course not.
No. Yeah, but my God, man. Yeah.
That's what I mean. They're treating them like these tiny clubs, but even so, it's a massive football city, Sheffield.
I get it's a business, but culture matters and all that stuff. Yeah,
but no,
that's crazy.
What colour would their kit be? Like these kind of decisions surely that you've got to make. They've just got the most horrendous blue and red thing and white kit. It looked like a Brexit kit actually. Blue, red, and white, and it is Sheffield. But anyway, but I think that those loans have been great, and I don't know, for that to happen, if we've got Radek Vitek and Lamens as our 2 goalkeepers. Surely then Champions League has got, or European football's got to be essential.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think any player or anyone at United is going to accept a non-European season next season. I think it has to be. I want Champions League, of course I do, but this season I actually think.
Would you accept Europa League?
It depends how it all depends how it goes about it. I'm one of those fans. Even if we lose, I'm not throwing my arms about. It's always how we lose. So when we lost to Arsenal this season, I was there. I was actually we played well.
We actually were.
They were lucky. Okay. They were very bad goalkeeping again from Bayern Deer. They were lucky.
Yeah.
But then I can't accept the Fulham game. I can't accept the Everton game lately. But all the other, I can accept Brighton. I'll take Sunderland all day long. I'll take Liverpool all day long. So I think if we do finish in Europa, if it's like we get really close and the other teams just go on a barnstorming run and we struggle to keep up, it is what it is.
It's easier to take, yeah.
Exactly. Okay. But if we're there and we're losing stupid game after stupid game, then I can't take that. So it just depends. But I want to see progress.
What have you made of, like, because I actually reckon there's been a bit more progress this season than some people are giving him credit for, in the way of like set piece improvement. Amorim, I do think, is being more flexible.
Agreed.
But then he becomes stupidly inflexible when he needs to be. Like you referenced the Everton game. They're a man down and we play 3 centre-backs.
Yeah.
And you got Lenny Yoro on the edge of the box trying to be the one to distribute. And I'm like, that's a 20-year-old kid who is going through a little bit of a fragile period.
Yeah.
And then you've got him on the edge of the box. And then you've got Gary Neville going, that guy, what's he doing? Blah, blah, blah. And then you've got Mainoo on the bench. And I'm like, you want Kobe Mainoo on the edge of the area to link up some play. Yeah. Like those times, it just frustrates me because Amorim will either get it so spot on. A la Liverpool game, for example, absolutely spot on. Again, Sunderland, so spot on. Brighton, so spot on. Even when we played against Spurs, I think Amorim didn't do 100% perfectly with that. But up until the 70th minute before Maguire and Casemiro came on, again, pretty spot on. Yeah. And then you've got like the Everton game where it's just like he gets. It's not even one thing wrong. It was quite literally everything he got wrong.
But then the intensity just wasn't there in that game either.
That's true.
Because as soon as I saw De Ligt lose his first duel with Barry, I was like, this is going to be a long day. Because if he shouldn't be losing that. Barry is not, like, with respect to Barry, he's not a barnstorming Premier League player. Like, De Ligt is, he's had the best season out of any player for me. He's been our player of the season so far, in my opinion. But, like, so with what you said about Amorim there, like, I feel like he did learn. Like, from that Yoro situation, he learned straight away in the Palace game. Yoro was having a bad game, took him off, brought Maz on, and immediately we changed. Like, yes, people would say they were tired and all this, but we were saying off camera, like, people wouldn't give us that excuse if we were the ones playing on Thursdays instead of Palace. They were at home, we weren't. We had to go and assert ourselves, we did. They got a new rule that meant they could take the penalty again, which up until last season wouldn't have happened.
Oh, like, by the way, I'm still furious about that.
Do you know what I mean?
I put out a tweet at the time, and I've written it like multiple times elsewhere. For the life of me, don't understand why that rule has changed. No. Because the Premier League, they put a video out, right? Like a little 30-second video to explain it, and they were like, in 2017, Mahrez did it, and then the other team got an indirect free kick, so we changed it this summer. And I was like, what?
It didn't take you 6 years, like 8 years to figure that out.
The only thing I can think about that would have caused this, do you remember, what was it? Was it Julian Alvarez penalty?
Against Real Madrid,
Against Real Madrid, where they gave it, right, didn't they?
They gave it,
But then for the life of me, I'm like, the penalty taker is the one who's been given the advantage during the penalty.
Exactly.
If he's the one that messes up, good riddance. Oh well.
Exactly.
Get a grip. If it's the goalkeeper encroaching, I get it.
Yeah.
Because the goalkeeper trying to get an unfair advantage by encroaching, making the goal smaller, all that. So you've got to be on the line. But if the attacking player does something,
but it's like a foul throw. A foul throw is just given to the other team.
Exactly.
So why this is...
I know it's a pointless thing to think about. Like,
we won.
Complain too much about. We won the game, and as you said, like obviously Palace tied in the second half. You know, boo-hoo. I could not care less.
No.
If you lose in France against Strasbourg, your fault. Oh well, come back, try and win the game. You lose again, whatever. Yeah. It's not like you got done in. You got given a penalty, which was a penalty. You got given a retake. Mateta, you're the one that missed the chances. You guys are the ones that can. Like Dean Henderson's the one that conceded shots that were like a 0.03 xG. Like, I don't care. Yeah, I do not care. I'm happy that we won the game.
Exactly. I think we deserve to win the game personally.
Second half, I do, but it was 135 minutes prior to that second half. So the 90 minutes against the thing, and then the 45 minutes there, we were not that good.
No.
I don't know how you feel about going into this West Ham game though, Ben. You feeling more confident than maybe the Palace game?
Yeah. Because I mean, realistically, that should have been, that would be tougher. That was tougher on paper. So, I mean, it's a roll of the dice sometimes because it's the Prem, but like, I mean, we should win. That's what I think.
I find
draw's okay, but
come on, I can't take a draw.
No, we can't take a draw.
Yeah, especially we were saying earlier though, because like teams are on the low a little bit, and if we're losing people for AFCON, then you want to take advantage of it right now going into Christmas. Yeah, for sure. We don't want to be on the back foot because we've been on a good run.
Exactly. Yeah, the state of play effectively is fifth, so we're 9th, but we win this game, we go level with Chelsea.
Yeah.
How dumb is that?
But it's mad.
How stupid is that?
But people forget we've beaten Chelsea. I know they had they got players sent off. We
played them off the park
and we beat them. Yeah, fair and square.
Even 10v10.
Yeah,
we were still them. Better than
them. And it's nice because we beat them. And I know Liverpool's having a bad run, but we were at the beginning of that bad run, and we perfectly played them off the pitch at Anfield.
We beat Liverpool at Anfield before it actually became a
it became a thing. Yeah,
true, actually,
but it's like we competently beat them. Like beating Brighton, like has always been our Achilles heel for a long time. We battered Brighton, so it's not like we're getting lucky with these games. I think we should have done better against Fulham, should have done better against Everton. But I said at the beginning of the season, Amorim, he got a bligh last season from a lot of fans. Like, not completely. I think some of us were still angry, and I'm still a bit angry after Bilbao. I still am. But I needed to see something now. You've been given a chance. You've got a stupid amount of investment compared to where you left us. Like, no other team is getting that investment at that time, given where we finished and what we had to deal with. You got two of the best attackers in the Premier League over the past 5 years. You got two of the most fluid attackers in the Premier League the past 5 years. A really good goalkeeper who I'm very happy with. A barnstorming striker that was being looked at by Arsenal, by Inter, by Bayern, like all these top clubs. So you've got that now. You need to make it work. So for me, it's just a case of how long can we sustain this level of pressure? But also, actually, Ruben, I'm not going to accept this, because I like him as a guy, but I'm not going to accept this whole, he needs more players for this, more players for that. There needs to be a base level of like expectations and intensity, because you've putting us through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You, as a manager, we deserve more from you. Sure. And that's why Everton still annoyed me, because I was like, you dropped below that base level.
The standard that you set.
Lose, it is what it is. You can lose a game of football. Like, if we'd gone at them and we were just unlucky, like if Pickford had a proper stormer, because I don't think he had a great game, but he put up some good saves. We made him make one great save. Like in 90 minutes, make him make 5 or 6. If he does that, you can leave it. But in this game again against West Ham, they're not a good team. They're not playing well. There's no like confidence in that team. Paquetá, I don't know something's gone on behind the scenes with him.
Well, did you see what he posted?
Exactly, that's what I'm on about.
So I don't know if you saw, because obviously Lucas Paquetá's had his there was like 2 years of investigations into him about match fixing and not match fixing, but like betting on like his own yellow cards, whatever. Right. And then he had the whole outburst at Liverpool where he got a yellow card for a foul that potentially might be right that it wasn't a yellow, but he then goes at the ref and the ref goes, calm down, back off, and he goes,
the ref gave him
blah, 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 blah. Ref gave him a lot of leeway, and he didn't stop, got a red card, didn't stop, was clapping them, walking around the pitch, not even saying sorry to everyone. And he came up afterwards, he then tweeted, he was like, look, if you treat me like how you treat me for 2 years, don't expect me to then be forgiving when I think you've made a wrong decision. But I'm looking at him like,
my brother, you
just stop. I don't get why no one held him back.
Yeah.
Why didn't Jared Bowen or someone?
This is what I'm on about. I don't think there's a togetherness in that West Ham team.
No, they don't.
There's no leadership there.
Yeah.
Like because I don't say in almost in every position you need to kind of have that one person you look to. So in the midfield, United have Bruno. In the strike force, you have Seško Acuña. In defence, you have De Ligt. Everyone knows De Ligt is the main guy. West Ham don't have that. They have Bowen, who he's up front.
He's miles away.
There's no one else, because they lost Kudus and they lost this is going back when they lost Noble and when they lost Nolan and all these like dependable players.
Also, even when like Fabianski's now not playing as much, he was such a senior person in that dressing room.
But then buying Fabianski and then they released him and bought him back, didn't they? It's like they're not clued up on what they're supposed to be doing.
Imagine doing that.
And the defenders don't make sense.
And bring him back because you couldn't sign anyone else.
But the defenders don't make any sense. Signing Max Kilman when you just got Todibo and you got Mavropanos, they're all the same 3 profiles.
Yeah.
So why? So there is no. And Diouf, who I actually think is a really good player, he's an outlier. There's no cohesiveness at all to that. Sure. So we need to really. And to be honest, I expect us, and this is where that nasty word comes in, because then you set up yourself to be hurt. But I expect us to go in at them. And Burmo should have a field day against Diouf, because he's always up.
I hope so.
And
I need to do for my FPL.
Yeah. But Cunha as well. Like, we've got him back, and I'd like Leacher to maybe play more than what he has, because I think we need his passing. I'd like Cobby to do something because I don't know where you guys stand on this, but like with Cobby, he's actually, I get that he hasn't started a lot of games. He got 4 minutes in the last game, whatever, but against Everton, I think he got a good chance, and I think he's had a few good chances this season. He's not done anything, and I'm trying to be fair to him, but if you don't give me anything in that time that you're given on the pitch, whether it's 10 or 20 or 30 minutes, do you then earn 45, 90? I don't know.
It's hard to argue against that. That is the classic rule. You know, like, you got to show up.
But just anything, like it doesn't have to score.
I know what you mean.
But I don't think he should. I love him, and it hurts me to say it, but I'm not seeing anything from him. And I think he looked like a sulky kid coming on at 90 minutes. And I get you probably were, but don't show you're winning.
I do think when it was where he's coming on against Palace, and he was just. I actually think he was just kind of standing there, then it was just that. I think that is just
maybe I'm being drawn into.
I do think that thing because it's all the Cobby stuff. Even for me, for everyone, for you, it's so emotive.
Yeah,
Mainu is the most emotive player in that squad in terms of he is Manchester United.
He represents
he quite literally is. He's the most core Manchester United person.
And that's why we love him.
Because you got two types of Mr. Manchester United. You got the Bruno type, who's brought in talisman club captain. Then you've got the supported for 20 years from age to like how Marcus Rashford was for sure. Like Mr. Manchester United to then becoming 100%. Representing England on the world stage, representing us in European finals, in like FA Cup finals, scoring and winning finals. But with me, I agree with you. Mainu, if you class Mainu as just a player in that squad, he's come off the bench and he's done niche. He's done more than Ugarte, and I actually do think that it's actually swapped since the beginning of the season. Remember when Ugarte came on against Arsenal? Everyone was fuming. Everyone was because he scored. He tried to shoot for like 30 yards and fell over, and he had an absolute stinker of a game.
At the Stretford end as well.
It's that screenshot of him like this. It's just the worst. But I do actually think Mainu has actually gone up the pecking order because he's now above Ugarte. But there's a brick wall in between Mainu and then Bruno and Casemiro. Yeah. And the way I see it is Mainu would have the chance if we didn't lose against Grimsby.
Yeah.
Because Mainu, when we played Grimsby, Mainu's only start. He was the best player on the pitch, Mainu was.
But even then, it's still Grimsby. And that game, everyone was off. But Mainu, you have your chances. And it was I was saying this about Zirkzee against Everton. I was like, I get the whole match sharpness thing and you need to be a bit better, but if you're given that much time to prepare, I might be old school, but I'm like, you're on a lot of money. We're only asking.
No, I do agree.
Still a human though. I mean, it's confidence.
Exactly.
Think about there was a period of time where I remember we talked about it. There's 2-3 months. You're seeing the lineup come out every week, and Ugarte's playing, and that's when he was kind of you forget he's there sometimes, or most of the time, and it's and I was one of those people who's I want Mainu playing. And I know they don't necessarily do the 100% same thing, but it's rework it a little bit. That's who we want to see play. Yeah. But he's been out of it. He's on the bench, not playing, coming on sometimes, and it's he's probably just not confident.
Yeah.
But I get if you don't show up though.
And I think
it's tough.
But I also think Amorim wants to I think when you have Mainu on the pitch, he's not going to sacrifice Bruno because whatever we think,
you can't. No.
You can't. Yeah. He is the best in his position in the Premier League, and there's no one even close to him in my opinion.
I agree.
But he's also been the best in that position since he came in statistically over anybody.
6 years, yeah.
And it's Bruno is incredible. We're gonna miss him so much when he goes. And I think with him, if you're saying he's pretty much indispensable, you can't take him out, and I don't think you can. But with Casemiro, it's when he's on it, you can't take him out either because he's just as pivotal in that midfield too as Bruno is going forward, him going back. So, but then I remember Brighton, we were 3-0 up. He takes off Cassie for Cobby, and we're like, we all collectively sat back 60th minute. It was 3-0 up. We're shooting towards the Stretford end. Let's enjoy, lads. This is going to be fun. Yeah. We would
conceded twice.
We conceded twice, but they ran through the middle of the park. It's Cobby, there's this element of you need to do your role in that system a little bit, but when you're on the ball, do what you like. Yeah. And I think I want him to succeed so badly, because if he goes anywhere else, and someone put up this thing, and I completely agree, we're looking at Wharton, we're looking at João Gomez, we're looking at Lukeba, Baleba, whoever. It's if Cobby Mainu was playing at Crystal Palace, doing what he normally does, we'd be getting him. So
we'd if you know that there's the Anderson, Wharton, Baleba list. Yeah. If Mainu plays for, I don't know, let's pick any club.
Brighton, the same.
Well, yeah, Brighton, they got Baleba. Anyone, any mid-table club. Let's say he plays for Fulham. Yeah. He's on that list for £75 million.
1,000,000%.
He is, and we go look at that kid. He's combative.
Amazing.
I remember he played. Was it first game of last season when we played Fulham? Zirkzee scored the winning goal.
Yeah.
Mainu won 15 duels that game.
Really?
I remember it because I remember looking at the stat going, how?
Yeah.
Because that was after his debut season.
Yeah.
This was his first full season. It was Mainu was an attacking player. Why is he playing as a DM alongside Casemiro? And then he wins 15 duels against Fulham. And I'm like, damn, he actually can play defensively as well. Which is why I still cling on to the fact that Mainu could work. But he's in a cycle of he needs rhythm. Yeah. And he doesn't have rhythm, so he then doesn't pick up form. Yeah. And because he doesn't pick up form, he then doesn't get rhythm. Yeah. And because he doesn't get rhythm, he doesn't pick up form. And it keeps going. Whereas if he was our third choice, Carabao Cup, Europa League, Champions League, away against Astana player, where he's picking up 2 or 3 assists, couple goals here and there. He's picking up 100 or so minutes a week.
Yeah,
story changes completely.
Yeah, exactly.
And it does frustrate me. But I want to move forward to the West Ham one. Obviously, playing West Ham this evening, 8 p.m. kickoff. I'm kind of I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling pretty good.
Yep.
But I want to know who you guys want to see starting in this game, because there are unconfirmed a couple of rumours here and there about Bruno. Apparently, so according to Sully Talks, he said that Bruno, there are fitness concerns with his hamstring, but he's passed the test this morning. Zirkzee apparently is 50-50. Some whispers about him not being able to be totally fit. Same with, someone sent me a message about Delit, Shaw, and Mount are all kind of slightly touch and go as well, but I don't know how much I want to believe that. But what's the starting 11 because considering also that Cunha's coming back and everything as well, what's the starting 11 that you want to see playing tonight?
Seni, obviously, goes without saying. Ahmad, right wing back. I'd probably say Dalot, left wing back, because I thought he was good against Palace. I don't mind him there. But if Dorgu starts and then Dalot comes on, I'm not mad at that, I suppose.
It's probably going to happen,
yeah.
I mean, if Cunha's good, then Cunha, for sure.
Cunha has to play.
Yeah.
100%.
Let's say Zirkzee is fit and so is Mount. Mbeumo is starting in the front three.
And Mbeumo's starting,
Mbeumo's starting in the front three, so you're dropping one of the goal scorers from Palace.
I think we can all agree that both goals were a bit outliers. Like, I'm not expecting Mount to score that, and no one expected Zirkzee. I don't think Bruno expected Zirkzee to score that.
If they both play today, neither of them are going to score.
But I'd quite like Zirkzee, just because they have quite a static back three, do West Ham. Yeah. So I'm just thinking if he drops and he lets them run off him, it'd be nice to see Zirkzee do that role. I think, and I quite like the idea of Cunha on the left instead of Mount. I'm quite happy with either, because that you never know how to mark them. I don't think we know where they're going to be, so how do they?
So I'm just seeing Johnny Hill in the comments says, "Can we drop Amorim?" That's making me laugh.
But I like that, and probably the back three. Delict is my player of the season so far, so I really want him to play.
He's so damn good.
Yeah, and
what a bargain, by the way, 35 million quid.
Exactly. I'd quite like to take Yoro out the firing line a bit and probably play Maz. If Maz is and I kind of want to. It sounds bad. I kind of want to rinse the AFCON boys like properly until they.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to play every game.
Yeah, I want to play 90 minutes every game. So I'd like Maz, Ahmad, and Mbeumo to be the right side, because I think that's one of the best right sides in the league when they play well.
Cool, that is good actually.
Yeah. And then,
like you say, before they go.
Exactly. And the left centre back, like if Luke is available, it is what it is. He'll probably play Luke, but I would like, because I think Lisandro got 15 minutes against Palace. Give him 30.
I think Lisandro's fit.
I wouldn't start him. Yeah.
By the way,
because I love him
on Lisandro Martinez. I don't know if you've read. So the Athletic did an article on him this morning. And towards the end of the article, there was this little kind of fact about him. Let me find it. It was that Lisandro Martinez, in like tracking and training and stuff, is apparently hitting faster speeds than he ever has at United. That's a fun, because like with ligaments, if you actually get them, like let's say you get a ligament tear. I mean, I'm not a physiologist, but I've read before that like they actually can come back stronger than they were before. So if Lisandro Martinez has done his ACL, he might actually have an even stronger leg than last time.
But
because for me, one of the issues with Martinez was always his speed. Yeah, I was like, he was always a little bit slow off the mark,
and the way he tackles, because that's what
he's
led
probably
to
not going to be faster. But like, if he's back to able to,
I need him to be a bit more nimble. Is the best way I think I can phrase it.
Martinez. But when he's on the ball, he is so good. He's probably the best ball-playing defender. One of the best.
He helps. Like for me, I look at Martinez. I look at Martinez and I look at Cunha, and I'm like, Cunha, you'll be okay once he starts playing. Because him feeding Cunha on that left flank, or hitting diagonals to Mbeumo, I really want to see it.
You know what?
With my front three, I would want to drop Mount to play Cunha, because before we signed Šeško, I really loved the idea of Cunha, Zirkzee, and Mbeumo as a front three, just to see what happened. Just to see what happened. And this is probably the only chance I'm ever going to get to see it, especially if Šeško is back in like the next couple of weeks, and obviously Mbeumo's going soon. I would love to just, against West Ham, a team that you'd expect to dominate, but also you'd expect them to, like, Leeds won last night. So West Ham, we need to reply. West Ham aren't going to do what happened with Everton, where they just kind of sat there, right? Because
slap
the
each
situation.
other.
Like, but I think that you hope not. But I want to see Lamens in goal. I agree. Maz on the right. Get Yoro at the firing line. Like let Yoro come off in 70 minutes ago, just give him a rest. Delit in the middle, Shaw on the left, Ahmad on the right. With Dalot gets us higher up the pitch. as a left wing back. But I just don't like him on the ball.
No, he's quite limited.
Maybe this one, if he's got more time to cross, because obviously he's got to cut in on his right to then whip that ball in. We wouldn't mind that, but I would rather go with Dorgu to give Dorgu 45 minutes, see what he can do. Obviously, as a reply to what how Dalot played. Midfield 2, Casemiro and Bruno. Front 3, Zirkzee, Cunha, and Mbeumo. That's a good team.
But you know the left side as well, because they're going to probably play Aaron Wan-Bissaka there.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of expecting whoever's the left wing back to kind of get locked down by him, because not because they're bad, well, they're not great, but Aaron's brilliant at locking down people, so I think he will lock that side down. But on that right side with Diouf, like, unless Diouf is going to all of a sudden change and just drop deep and not do what he always does and bombs forward and gets caught out, we're going to have a lot of fun down that side. And I know it's a bit romantic, but like Stretford End at night at Old Trafford, in Mbeumo, Ahmad and Maz, they should batter them. So it should.
I want it to be another game like the Brighton game.
Yeah.
Where it's just like the mood's good, a nice goal early on.
Yeah.
And don't
good goals all game.
And then just don't get ripped through in the second half.
But also, if Bruno is someone that needs like a bit of time out, or just to come off the bench, I'd quite be interested to see just Kobe and Cassie. I know it doesn't work great.
I'd like to see Kobe and Casemiro together.
It hasn't worked great historically, but Kobe and Ugarte, they had a good run in the Europa League. But I want to see Kobe in that free-flowing role.
Yeah, like let Casemiro sit back and let Casemiro go. Yeah, but anyone you'd want to see play? Particularly anyone you're looking out for this evening?
Cunha for sure. That's straight away. That's what I was saying, because you can't back that. But you know what? Now that you say the front three with Zirkzee, that's kind of because they've not played.
Because it's just like interchange fluid. It's very Zirkzee coded.
Yeah,
the front three, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And there's been so many goals in the recent games, so maybe the vibes are high, and it'll just be like that. It's chaotic.
And I'm not worried about Mbeumo in the slightest. I think he will just run and he will do what needs to be done. But if we can just get a couple of goals, make it a nice, comfortable night at Old Trafford. That's all we want. But then Shea Lacey get a cameo in.
Yes.
That.
Shea Lacey debut, please.
Love for that.
Please, 3-0 up. Shea Lacey, 15 minutes. Give him like 10 touches on the ball.
Let him score a random like Dan James-esque goal.
I just want to see him put like just one cross in the box. Just do something that everyone can just spend like the next 3 weeks
just do a couple step overs and just
nice
get Diouf on his arse. That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
No, Shea Lacey, 100%, that's a debut. But got to cut it slightly short today, boys. Obviously, started the stream a little bit late. Apologies for that. We're setting up a new setup, but as of every Thursday at 2:00, I'm here with whoever joins me for What the Devil. Talking about United, we'll be obviously talking about the reaction to this game, looking ahead towards the other game this weekend. Because obviously we've got Wolves away on Monday night as well. So I hope you guys have a great day, have a great weekend. Obviously hope for 3 points, and I will see you next week.